So friends, so let's get into action. So today's topic is on how we can actually manage our registration and payment collection better using Rotary India as a tool. So I'm sure all of us are like here would have attended events or would have managed events. So people who have managed events, there are a lot of tension, the problems that they have faced in the past in terms of manually managing the events. So today actually I have invited a veteran Rotarian from 3142. His name is Rotarian Vikram Mane. So he's been a very active rather in every registration process in our district. So I would like to have Vikram Mane online. One second. You can unmute yourself, Vikramji.
Yeah.
So I just want you to tell everybody the typical problems all of us were facing when it was a completely manual process, because you are a veteran in the registration in any event happening in 3142 or a 3140 earlier. If there is no Vikramane, there is no event. So that was way things were. So this is what is Vikramane for all of us. So Vikramji, you can just give a basic idea, in terms of the headache that you used to face during the Esther years where you are doing this work.
See, the worst part was who made the payment, because there was a general tendency of Rotarians would pay from their company's account, and we wouldn't know which company belongs to whom. So you keep on searching or keep posting the messages on the group. So whose payment is this? Whose payment is, and such payment used to be in multiples. It was very, very difficult. Again, there was another problem that one person would register for many people, and the names, basically the spellings, were mostly wrong. And say bigger events like district assembly or conferences where we generally print the name tags, and we would end up scrapping so many and writing so many name tags by hand, because the names written on the cards would be wrong and all that. It was very difficult. Basically, tracking the payment was such a difficult task. And another thing was getting to know which club that person belonged. Very, very difficult. I have used, this was main issues, absolutely. And there were a lot of losses in the sense the candidates or say the members would end up at the registration desk and say, I paid, whereas we have no you can say proof that he has paid, but he would show the proof that this is the proof, and we would not have received the payment. So there were losses, quite a few losses. We had to allow such people, and you know what happens then. But this tool definitely helps, no doubt about it. Yeah, Narendra.
Yeah, thank you. So now we got the gist of the problems that we were facing before a digital tool arrived. So now let me just show a small PPT for next 5 minutes, and after that I'm going to show you live how actually it functions. So sharing a small PPT for 5 minutes. So this is the current scenario. Like how Vikram said, lack of payment visibility. We don't know payment is made, but I don't know who has paid. Second is risk of bounce check. Someone has made a check and it is bounced, and the event is over, and again you need to keep following it up with them for the payments. Inadequate capture of payers data. I have paid the money, but I paid from my company account. So the registration team does not know whether Narendra is paid or Surendra is paid. Manual reconciliation. This happens is typically you fill a form and ask someone to write a UPI link or something there. The guy fills a form, might not make the payment or make the payment but does not fill the form. So again, you match that in the bank account is going to be a Hercules task in this. Biggest headache, cash. People have paid in cash. That too, someone else has collected the cash. He has forgotten to give it to the guy. There are hundreds of issues of that. Another biggest headache. I made the payment. Today I need a receipt for it. So creating the receipt after the event is over, you are tired, you are already, your work is completed. Then after that, you want to sit and generate a receipt to everybody, which no Rotarian is ready to work on this part. Option नहीं था. I had to pay only through NEFT or cash or check. But today we can pay through various options. Major chances of errors. The way he said, it can be error in terms of writing his name wrong, or his designation wrong, or his t-shirt size may be wrong, or his club name may be wrong. There are hundreds of wrong things do happen when it's done manually. Chances of fraud or a theft. Paisa aaya nahi hai, or is gone to someone else and is not come to the treasurer. The poor treasurer or the host club or the host chairman finally has to bear the loss which someone else has made, or someone else has intentionally not paid the money. And tracking ही नहीं है, like पैसा आ गया बैंक में, we don't know who it is. Now the benefit of digital registration and payment. I'll explain you what is digital registration, where when you fill a form, the form is filled or completed only when you make the payment. It is not like a Google form where you fill a form and you make the payment somewhere else and then attach a receipt here. No, that's a complication. Again, there are chances I fill a form, I may not attach a registration receipt, or I may not pay the money and fill the form and say I made the payment. So now this is completely an automated process. So advantages is, one is accuracy and real-time data. So what is accuracy? Now let me just see the rest of the points. One is accuracy, convenient of payment links, enhanced security, as well as simplified reconciliation, as well as efficient tracking of payments, improved attendance experience, and cost saving. Why am I going fast? Is I want to show you practically how it is functioning. Dynamic forms for immediate payment transformation. That means when you fill the form, and automatically it will allow you to make the payment, and once you make the payment, the process is completed. The moment it is done, a receipt is generated and sent to you on your email ID. So there is no question of you need to follow up with the organizers, boss मेरा receipt आया नहीं है. Elimination of errors in the payment data. Why? Because I am filling my form myself. The chances of I writing my name wrong is very limited. Or my email ID, I know it well. My mobile number, I know it well. My t-shirt size, I know it well. I know which club I belong to. So I will not make a mistake. Once the payment is collected, same time, your Excel file or a Google sheet automatically updated with my data, as Narendra Rao has made the payment now. Reconciliation is organized, where literally the money which has come to the bank account and the receipt which is in the registration sheet will exactly match. So there is no manual effort needed. Now, friends, I'm just stopping for a second. Now, examples are now Vikram was talking about the manual process. So I'm sure all of us are here who would have done the event. Now, imagine a condition where all this is happening. Well, how much time that you need to spend in terms of doing it? Let's every day you need to meet for 3 hours, 4 hours to discuss. अरे आज कौन सा पेमेंट आया, कौन सा क्लब से है, ये क्लब से पेमेंट आया है कि नहीं है. This is the every day 3, 3, 4 hours the team has to sit and reconcile those things. So here it is completely automated. You do not even need to struggle in terms of doing it. No need of cross-checking the errors. Then comes payment link. The payment link can be shared in a WhatsApp, in an email, in any format, by any social media. You can send it even in the websites, and you just have to click on the link and do the process. Not like a printed form, like typically in the district conference, even today people try to print the forms. So आज का दिन में a printed form has come to me, I don't even have a printer to print it. So those headache is completely gone. I can track payments. Now, one more thing I did not mention in this, even refund can be done. Imagine I made a payment today and for whatever reasons I need to cancel my coming for that particular event. If the event organizer wants to give the money back to me, they need not even take my bank details. It will go back to my same point where the payment is made from. Example, I made from my Citibank credit card ending with 1234. It will go back to the Citibank credit card ending with 1234. Security. Here, this entire system is managed by RBI governed body, a payment gateway company. So it has got all the protocols of data protection. So your data is not shared anywhere. Your payment gateway, your credit card data, nothing is, you don't need to worry about. Nothing is shared outside the system. Even we do not get any of those records. Whether your CVV number, your credit card details, nothing comes to us. It's all automatically going to the bank system. The bank takes care of the whole process. So there is no question of any information of this leaking even to the organizer. Audit trail for investigation purpose. Tomorrow if there is a problem, we can actually trail who made this payment, his IP address from where he made the payment from. Even that can be tracked in the system. So advantages, as again Vikram said, when it comes to the registration table on the day of the event, everything is organized. His badge is with a proper name, his t-shirt size is ready there, he just have to collect it. So experience for attendee is going to be more peaceful and a better one. This already told you in the payments need not be only from NEFT or a thing, it can be from any of the option that people wants to make the payment to. Biggest headache is your man-hour cost. So today, as a Rotarian, you're not free. I'm just giving a simple example. Let's assume that a team of 5 people are sitting and managing a event called as say district training assembly. So these 5 people, imagine that they have to sit every day, or say 3 people have to sit every day for 3 hours. That means, imagine in the end of the month you are spending more than 100 hours just to manage this particular thing. And each man hour, in case you charge a cost to it, imagine you put a cost as 2000 rupees per person as a man hour cost. That means 1.5 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees already spent on that, because Rotarian is not finally he's sacrificing his business, his family time, and doing this literally a job of a I can say glorified payment collector, where he does not even know who has made the payment. He had to make n number of calls to manage that. So financial loss to a organizing team is, I can say, nil. So this is what is the point. You can actually take a screenshot of this. This is what is the thing which actually is done through a digital registration payment. Friends, now I will directly go into one of the registration process. I want to show you a live registration. Samir, shall I show 3191's registration? Because
Yeah,
Uday,
sure, you can.
yeah.
Governor-elect Uday is also here. I'm sure he's okay with it. UK, give me a thumbs up if you're okay with it.
Uday,
Yeah, go ahead, no problem.
I just clicked on the link, and the link takes you to a page where the content is given by the district. That is the district number, the event name. The event is happening on January 27, 28 in 2024. And this is the event. And event has got multiple type of registration. It can be single registration, couple, mitra is like your patron registration. So let me go into a example, say couple registration. So when I click on the couple registration, what happens? It says the registration charges are so and so, and early bird is so and so. Now when I click on the register, now see the system. When I click on the register, it directly takes you to the name of the club. Now I'm doing it for district 3191 where it has got list of all the clubs of Bangalore. So I can select any club. I just select a Bangalore club. Let's say I select Bangalore South. Here I can go and select examples. I'm going to select CP Deepak. When I click on CP Deepak, I get Deepak's basic information here. I will write his partner's name XYZ and I want to make the payment. So when I click on the payment, so now I'm making the payment for a couple registration. Because it's a couple registration, is asking for a partner details. Now this district is not asking for a t-shirt size or a food preferences. Example, if they have, even that button would have come here. Now I click on pay. Now when I click on the pay, what you see on the top, now see the security on the top, you can see the thing. It is actually not into our page. It directly takes you to the payment gateway company page, which is a completely secured page where I can make the payment through various options. I can make a payment through UPI, or I can select example say credit card. I can change from credit card to net banking, or I can change from net banking to wallets where I can select free charge, MobiKwik or Geo Money or any other wallet that I want to, and or I can pay through Beam UPI or GPay or a Paytm. So I just have to click and do the payment here. And once I do the payment, a receipt gets generated. I'll just show you a receipt. Give me a second. Just see this receipt now. This receipt is given to on April 6th, someone has made a payment on this particular link. So look at this. It captures the name of the person who has made the payment, his district number, club name, couple registration, amount. Can you see this? What time he made the payment? 6/4/23 at 1:03 p.m. and online. And it also gives a tracking detail, that is a transaction ID. And a small content which is what you may want to share it with the person who has made the payment. That means when Harinath Pabbati made the payment, he need not follow up with the team, say, boss, मैंने पैसा भर दिया, did you receive the payment? Check whether you can give me the receipt now because I need to submit it to my bank, whatever. So here, nothing to worry about. The entire thing is already collected and sent to them. And can you see this? A copy of that mail is also gone to two people of the district. So that means when a mail is generated, you can decide. Let's assume that I'm the chairman of a event and treasurer. I want both of them to get a copy of the payment which is made by all the members who has made the payment. So automatically I get a email copy. The reason is in case that guy's email ID is wrong or he says, boss, resend the email. He need not even struggle. You can just search in your email ID. You will get that receipt and you can forward it to them. Plus, when you do this, I'll show you this also, how the report is generated. There's a small link shared with the district. So when you click on the link, the district report gets generated in less than 1 minute. Give me 1 second.
The greatest advantage is that you don't need to type your club name. You don't need to type your own name as well. So it is already there in the payment gateway in a drop-down menu. You just click the drop-down menu, select your club. Then once you select your club, again you click the drop-down menu of the members of the club, your name will come. So this is so simple.
So now look at the registration. When the registration is done, entire record, date, what time they made it, member name, the member mobile number, email ID, when did they make the payment? Can you see the last payment made, whatever dates is done, captured, including the thing, partner's name. Example, if the t-shirt size was asked for, even the t-shirt size comes, partner name, everything is collected in a single sheet. That means this all I require is share this sheet to the person who's manufacturing, printing the badge, example, or the person who's sitting in the registration desk. I don't need to even recompile it. The entire data is ready. So the whole process is simple. Drop down, I just selected my club name, I selected my this thing. So now this is a basic form. Now I'll show you something more, because there may have been some people who may say, boss, we have some event where we have too many combinations of data to be collected. So I made a sample form. I want you to see this form too. So where you will actually see the various combination, and I will make a payment and I'll show you how this receipt also generated. So just have a look at this. Yeah, so now this is one of the events where too many combinations required. There may be too many questions in the form. Example say yes, no. Example say first question is, are you agreeing to be part of it? Now let's say now this event has got, okay, let me write the name now, my mobile number, my email ID, my gender, my date of birth, randomly selecting some. Then
Why are you hiding your real age, man?
I just picked up. Okay, now I'm a
Now your
Rotarian or a
father-in-law,
spouse.
father-in-law.
So I'm a Rotarian or a spouse or a child or a parent of a Rotarian Innerville members Rotractor. Let's say you want too many drop downs here. Now, are you participating? Which event are you participating? Let's say I select singing as a participation I want to do. In this, have you won the Rotal for earlier? Whatever the questions are. Now, let's say yes to that, some talent thing, and which event I'm participating, and which age group I belong to. Of course, 35 to 60, don't worry. Now the amount is 499, example. Now I click on this 499. In this, I need to write the club name. See, I made a mistake of not adding the club name, so it will ask for the club name. Now I click on this submit. Now let me make this payment. I'm making this payment through my, you can see my screen now. I'm making the payment through Google Pay, example. So I just scan the code. On my screen, I got an option to make the payment. On my screen, I got option to make the payment now, and I make this payment. And when I'm making the payment, see the change in the screen there. I'm making the payment. I made this payment of 499 rupees. So once I made the payment, automatically it shows the payment is successful. Okay, now let me show you the form. Give me 1 second. See the output here now. What time I made the payment? 10th May. At what time? 1703. And which IP address I used? In that, whatever thing I filled, yes, no, my name, my mobile number, my email ID, my date of birth, and singing or dance or whatever I selected, and whatever talent, my age category, everything is collected, and even the payment 499 rupees is completed, and it's already collected, and I have a proof of this payment also has been completed here. Now, as an organizer, you don't need to struggle. Every data is collected in one sheet itself. Now imagine you are a person who's managing this district event where you need to collect this data from somewhere. He has made the payment, he has made a check, he has made this, nothing. He has to use this link and make the payment. The whole process is managed under one screen itself. Now, I'm just showing you the screen. Let's say now in this event, I have Vikramane who's going to manage the registration. I don't need to even send it to him. I just click on the share button. Now I can share this to Vikramane. Example. And also I'm also not giving him the rights to edit so that he will get only the actual data. He can't even edit the data in this. Send. Now he gets a copy of this Google Sheet. So he knows who made the payment. He knows everything. And that too on his mobile, in case he has got a sheet application, he can actually see it live. Okay, ek ho gaya, do ho gaya, teen ho gaya. No, this is a number of registration which has happened now. So that live the whole functioning is. So this is how the structure is. So I want to show you the form once again, like the way with 3191. That is a different type of form where the drop down of club name, drop down of name comes, and there are limited options to enter the additional feature. But in this form, there is no limitation. Anything you may have an event. Let's say you have a district picnic. You may want to give instructions. You may want to write, are you doing a carpooling? Yes. If yes, write your car number. Example. Even that can be collected before the payment is made. So there is no limitation on the type of content that you need to capture before you collect the payment. And the best part is, once the payment is collected, that data is stored in one place. In case I did not make the payment, let's say now the option and I failed to make a payment, that data is not captured. So you will not get a person who's not registered. Why am I saying this? Is examples, if you're talking about a Google Sheet, I'll show you one of the Google Sheets of some other district. I was just checking that. Now this is a registration for some other event. Now they fill it, then they're asking us, have you made the payment? I'll say, yes, 500 rupees. How I made the payment? UPI, bank transfer, or a cash at venue. I select UPI. Now I submit this form. There is no authentication to anything. I not even made the payment and I can submit this form. Now, that particular person will think that Narendra has made a payment of 500 rupees. I not even made the payment, but I could submit the form. In some forms, you have a Google Sheet and they say, okay, now you attach the screenshot. I can attach a photograph. I can attach anything. There is no guarantee that attached screenshot is actually payment which is done by me. So problem is for the organizer. Of course, here Rotarians are not here to cheat. But imagine I do not attach properly or attach a wrong thing. The organizers will not be able to know whether I have actually made the payment or not. Why? Because my form is already filled and submitted. So clear on this part? So any doubts on this? Let us get into question answer session. Now, anybody has a doubt, we can raise your hand and we can ask a question. And of course, there's a small cost to this whole process. So we will charge you a small cost for managing this process.
There is a the chat box itself. People want clarity over the cost part. Can you give a little bit of brief over that?
I'll tell you the cost. Now, this dynamic form, Rotary India charges you 4,999 rupees. That is just 5,000 rupees. Now, but what is the charge from the bank or the payment gateway company? they charge fixed charges of 2.5% plus GST. Of course, GST can be refunded, or you can set off the refund GST in case your club or the event team has a GST inside that. Now that means your cost is only 2.5%. So in the 2.5%, whether it is a corporate card, whether it's a MX card, whether it's a credit card, whether it's a debit card, whether it's UPI, everything is covered inside that. So you don't need to worry about has he made the payment through this or through this. So entire system is taken care by the payment gateway company. So what they do is when the when you approach us for a specific event, we give your bank details and the PAN card and details to the payment gateway company, and we do a KYC for you. And once KYC is done, it is 18% GST on 2.5%, Ashish. That means it becomes 2.95%. So what happens is if it's 100 rupees, you will get 97.05 back into your account. That too, the money does not come to Rotary India account, or money does not come to Kaizen Infotech, that is my company. When you make the payment on the third or a fourth day, I think it's T+3, that is today's transaction, on the fourth day, the money gets transferred from the payment gateway to your own bank account, which is given at the time of KYC. So there is no question of even that getting delayed by a day. It's all entire thing is automated. Delay can be only if there's a bank holiday in between, or else there is no question of a delay of the payment coming into your account. So